All right, it's like we are live. Give me a second to get everything set up. All right, awesome. I am doing a live after a few days, so forgive me if I am a little rusty. Not that I was ever any good. Just gonna put my phone on silent and put it away. We're gonna start this live stream timer of an maximum of an hour, not more than that. And what are we gonna talk about in today's live stream? I want to go over a few things. So one thing I'll tell you I've started doing is I started writing down my thoughts. I've created a group with myself and I've titled it Thoughts. And whenever I have any interesting thought, or whenever I'm thinking about something interesting, or whenever I realize something or I learn something, I try to put it down so that I can revisit it and potentially maybe talk about it on the live stream. So one of the things that has happened with me is I've realized that focus is very important. Focus, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows that focus is very, very important. So what does really focus mean? So I want to talk about three things on this live stream. Focus, skill learning, and trending reels, and we'll be doing a little bit of scripting, essentially, uh, how we always do. So let's talk about focus in the number one thing. Yeah. So what is focus and how do you improve? Focus really means, okay, I am focused on one specific thing. And what I've realized is you cannot focus on multiple things. Obviously, like by definition, it does not make sense that you can focus on multiple things. Like, think about it. It's so stupid to say that you can focus on multiple. So, my focus as a person can be only one thing. And if I find new focus every day, I am not going to be able to uh, achieve what I can from being focused on one thing for a long period of time. Kind of fairly straightforward thinking. So focus, or let's talk about priority. How do we define priority or focus, right? I would say priority or focus is doing one thing at the exclusion of everything else. And this is how I would define priority. Yeah. So so doing one thing at the exclusion of everything else, what does this mean? What does this really mean? It means saying no to a lot of things that you want. It's really a very important part of creating a priority, right? You may have 10 things that you want to do, but you can't do them, or you can't, or you don't do them because you have set a specific priority of, okay, I need to do this, or I need to focus on this and get this work done. So for me, what does that look like? That looks like, you remember in the last stream I was talking about how I'm reading this book, and and then I had also ordered this other book called 100 Million Money Models by like, Alex Mozy, who's like one of the best business people out there. And I realized something. I'm like, what is the best use of my time? What can I do to get the maximum amount of ROI I can? And that right now, my biggest problem is growing my business, or I would like it to grow faster and much more bigger than the pace that it is growing at. And my number one problem for that is leads. It's the way the business is set up. How can I find more people and all of those things? So, so then, like, it makes sense for me to put growing my business as a priority. And what does it look like then? Growing my business, if growing my business is my priority, let's pick this one, right? If my priority is growing my business, all right, so I think I know how to make this look sensible. Good, right? So if growing my business is my priority, then it means that I will. only focus on activities that help me grow my business. At the exclusion of everything. So then what does this mean? This means saying no to things I want, like going out with friends on weekends or on weekdays. Specifically on weekdays. I've realized something. Okay. Let me move this over. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you my notes because I wanna emphasize on this. Very good. Very good. Yeah, very good. What are the things that I want to do and I would have to say no to? So if I want to be productive, I I should be in office every day for 10 to 12 hours and work as much as possible. Now this will happen if I slept well and had good had healthy food, right? Because if I haven't slept well, I'm gonna feel groggy. I'm not gonna feel well. So, or if you drink, so I don't drink, but if you drink, you're gonna have hangover, and then that's going to significantly reduce your productivity and your ability to focus and work, right? So this is very important. So if I want to sleep well, which means I need to get to bed on time, right? So go to sleep on time every day and protect your schedule like it is the most important thing, right? So then say no to going out with friends on weekdays, maybe even weekends, so that you can protect your schedule. Then reduce junk food as much as possible, optimize sleep, exercise, right? All of these things then kind of become a part of it. So why? Because my priority is to grow my business. And for that, I'll focus only on the activities that help me grow my business. So there's one part is the things that you should not do. And then there's the other part that is the things that you should do. So this is saying no to things. And what do you say yes to? You say yes to only the things that help you grow your business. So what am I going to learn or what am I going to focus on? So I stopped reading this book after the first chapter. Why? Because this is not my immediate priority. This is something that I can take on later. So I have decided that I'm going to read this book in its entirety and apply as like the most important thing I can do. I'm going to shut down all other activities. And, and then I have this other book, 100 Million Leads. Read this, apply it in its entirety or to whatever degree I can. And then I can focus on anything else. Because if I haven't done this, right, what does my priority even mean? Right? What does my focus even mean? Right? Doesn't mean anything. So that's number one. Um, Let me see my notes that I've put down about this in my notes group. Okay, okay. Day and night focus on fixing or growing the business. Read nothing else. Read only stuff that I can implement directly in the business at this moment to grow it. So this is like a general life improvement kind of a thing. And this is actionable insights that I can take and immediately apply in my business. That is very important. Okay. So that is one. So then you say, okay, how do we look at this? If if I can, if If just learning about this was the only thing that I needed to do, then I could specifically just watch some video and then go ahead and improve my life completely. But that's not how it happens. Being able to focus, being able to do one thing at the exclusion of everything else is a behavior. It's a behavior that you can learn. Well, while today I might be, let's say there's 10 levels to this, right? This type of behavior. I might be at level one, right? And I have to now focus or learn how I can get better at this. Right? So maybe on on day one, I can do this to a certain degree, and then on day two I can do it to a higher degree, and then like 60 days in, 90 days in of focusing on this and thinking about this, I might be able to do it at the level 10 where I can actually say that I only focused on this and I said no to everything else. So that is where learning a new skill comes in. So learning a new skill, what is learning a new skill about then? First is identifying, knowing that everything is a skill. That's number one. Like I said, you can, like, focusing on something, like actually focusing on one thing at the exclusion of everything else is a skill. So knowing that everything you want to do, everything you hope and wish for your life can be broken down into a skill or a behavior. So learning a new skill means that knowing this, then uh, the first time you do it, you are going to start very, very, and the first time you see everything you need to do, it will feel overwhelming. So let me bring in an example of this. Let me bring in an example of this. This is something that happened to me just today. And let's where did it go? Where did it go? Right here. Okay. Download this photo and then bring it into. So let me show you what this photo is. This was my workout for today, where I my trainer wrote down, today was an endurance day of my workout, and my trainer wrote down that I have to do these things: devil press, high knees, squat and jump, burpees, box jump, mountain climbers, hanging leg raises, and run 15 calories. Um, the moment I saw this, I was like, "Oh my God, this is a lot. I've never done these many exercises. Devil presses are very hard, and then so many squat and jump, and then so many burpees, and then so much box jump. Like it was starting to feel very overwhelming that I don't think I should do this workout. I don't think I can do this workout. And and I realized that the reason why I was feeling that way was because there was an unknown amount of effort it was going to require to finish the first round. So I had to do this three times. So the first round was completely unknown. I don't know if this is going to completely kill me, this is going to require an insane amount of effort, or if this is going to require a medium amount of effort. From the looks of it, it looked like it was going to require an insane amount of effort. And in my head, an insane amount of effort is like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But I was scared. I was scared of this because I did not know that how much amount of effort is this going to. So what happened? I was like, I was procrastinating, but I am no bitch. So I had decided that I will not complain. I will not say no to my trainer. Not that he would ever listen to me or not that he would accept my being a little bitch. But I said I am not going to say the words. Or I thought to myself, I'm not going to say the words that this looks very hard or anything like that because it's a mental thing. And then I did all of this. I don't remember how much time it took, and it definitely killed me. Like, it definitely was very, very hard for me to do this whole thing. But the second time didn't feel as hard. Like, effort wise or difficulty was 8 on 10 the second time. Whereas in the first time, difficulty was 10 on 10. So I realized something. I realized that it felt insanely difficult because I had no idea what it's going to require. But if you can just push through the first time around, you will get an idea of, okay, what does this require? And then every subsequent time is going to feel like it's not as much effort as you had thought. So this and this is part of the first time you do anything, you're going to suck. More more repetitions you do of this, uh, the better you're going to get at it, and less difficult it is going to start feeling. And the third round was much easier than the first or the second time I did. But I was completely out of breath. I was more out of breath. I was more tired after the third round than I was after the first round. But still, I am saying that the third round felt like a 7 on 10, and the first round felt like a 10 on 10, even though I was more tired, more exhausted, and more out of breath because I knew the amount of effort that it was going to require. Okay, so that is what you do when you're learning a new skill. And everything is a skill. And the first time you are going to do it, it's going to suck. And just keep at it. You'll get better. It's the unknown that makes it seem like very, very difficult. And third is whenever it comes to learning a new skill, what I've realized, I'm gonna again show you my name, but I wanna hone this idea in. The third and the most important things is more reps, more iterations at quicker intervals. So this is I've learned this because of my Instagram. Because as I'm doing these live streams, I'm starting to put out more and more content. I'm focusing on creating maybe 2 or 3 videos at once, and I'm putting them out there, and I'm seeing how they are performing. I'm able to get much quicker feedback of uh, what works, what didn't work, what are different things I can try and see. And so this is possible by faster iterations. So just do too many iterations, very short, very quickly. Like if I could sit down and all I could do every day was create 10 videos, one after the other, I would do it because then that would mean that whatever learning I get in a year, I would have compressed that into maybe 3 to 6 months. Try a bunch of different shit and just like throw hundreds of things at the wall and see whatever sticks. But obviously, with every repetition, we get better and there's more iteration because that is what we are doing here with the Instagram scripts, right? That is the whole reason why we started this live stream because I wanted to get my whole objective is I want to get better at making IT content and content that works, right? So it's not just that I want to put my thoughts out there, it's that I want to put my thoughts out there in a manner that people react to it, people watch it, and then build a following. Right? Following, or I would say an audience would be the right term. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, coming to the third and the most interesting part of today's live stream is trending IG reels. So before I talk about that, I'm just gonna take a minute and I will be right back. All right, so I'm back. Okay. So what have I done here? Or what am I going what do I want to do different today instead of just thinking of script? So one of the things that we've done in the last streams is look at other people's content. Specifically, we've looked at Jamie Brindle's content, who is in the same space or who talks about the same type of stuff that I want to talk about, which is freelancing. And we looked at some of the best performing content pieces that he had put out in the recent times. And we copied it and added our own flavor to it. So let me show you first how those have been performing because they've been working well, I would say, at least for me. So let's come here. So what all did we create? In the first stream, we created these two videos. So this got a 797 views, biggest mistake I made as a freelancer and how you can avoid it. And then we made this reel. Client said, I know another agency who will do this for half the price. And I said, it's got 3,000 views, like a lot. That's a lot for me because I was averaging before that, what, 500, 800 views. Right. So that's 3,000. And then how to respond when a client asks for a discount and are you a pro or a new freelancer? So this didn't work. This again, we followed the same idea. We copied content from that guy and this didn't work. So we have to figure out, okay, why did this not work?
Clients asking for a discount is not anything new. No matter
How to respond when a client asks for a discount? Are you a pro or a no freelancer? Maybe what I can do with this, how to respond when a client asks for a discount. Because this is content that has worked for him, right? So that is why I am more inclined to be like, okay, maybe I can tweak something in here. This is a good content piece. So let's come here and okay, so what are we? Where are we? Sample B-roll, head title, meet description. Okay, so um, how to respond and client. Whatever. So I have learned another thing yesterday, and I want to try that with this. It's, another. I learned. All right. So just put this note down. We'll come there. And then again, another thing that we did was we looked at good performing content and we took it from him and made these two videos in, I believe, stream number three. If I lost all my clients tomorrow, this is what I would do. This has worked very, very well. At least for me, this has worked very, very well. And where I'm breaking down the complete strategy of what to do if you want to get new clients. So this has worked well. So we are going to reuse this. We are going to um, use different angles and try to make this work even better because this should get 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 views. That is what we are going to try. Now let's look at this, right? It's gotten 1,700 views. It's gotten 60 likes, 2 comments, 27 saves and shares, right? So people have saved this and shared this. So they are finding this information valuable. And this has led to 5 people following me. So this is really good type of content. This we are going to recreate. And maybe every now and then, if I lost all my progress, this is uh, recreate more versions of this. So copy link and put it over here. All right. Then the next one that we did also worked very well. I once lied to a customer and it made me 50,000. It sounds like a crazy story. But let's look at the insights and then see what happened here. Right, we've gotten 1,500 views. It's got 48 likes, 6 saves, and 5 shares. So it did okay, I would say. It hasn't performed well, at least not as good as the last one. So I don't know if I want to recreate this. I lied to a customer and made 50,000 rupees. Because this is about how you should say yes and figure things out later. Can I apply the latest thing that I've learned to this? Let's see. Uh, I lied. Lied. Let's see. This better, right? So that's where we are. And then let's look at the stuff that was made after that. I went from charging 2,000 rupees to 2 lakh rupees as a freelancer. This is flawed. This did not work because this is too general, I feel. Right? It's got one shares. Yeah, this definitely did not work. And then these are some old reels that I had, which were these two are my highest performing reels, which were there in trial reels, and I've just posted them. I've brought them from trial reels to this. So these are the two videos that I made yesterday after learning this specific trick that I was gonna share today. So let's see how this is performed. It's gotten 11 likes and 1 saves. Okay. And how about this one? It's got 7 likes. That's it. Okay, so cool. So I would say I don't know enough about these content pieces. So that's one thing. Right. So thus far we've tried copying other people's content and it has worked to somewhat of a degree. Now, some of the new things that I've learned. So these are some things that I want to try um, in our stream today. I'm going to sit. So I'll explain each of these things and then we'll try to create those scripts. So narrow problems, not general, generic, or niche. So what I learned yesterday from Devin Jatho, I believe his name is that we need to focus on narrow problems, particularly for short form content. So instead of making a content like how to get clients as a freelancer, because this is too broad and you cannot give actionable insight in under 60 seconds. Right? Because how to get clients, there are too many types, too many ways, too many methods to get clients. You can do cold outreach, you can do event, you can do ads, and then you even in those things you cannot go into a lot of detail. So what we want to do is we don't want to just provide information, right? So just providing information. Here are 3 ways you can get clients. You need to do cold outreach, you need to run ads, and you need to create content. This is too generic stuff, right? This is stuff that everybody knows. Like you're not really providing a lot of insight. But you can say, if you run this cold email campaign, you will get 3 new leads in the next 7 days. And then you can be very, very specific, or maybe you can even niche down further, and you can be like, this subject line in cold emails gets maximum responses for freelancers. Right now, that is very specific, and that is something that you can cover in 60 seconds, and it is something that they can apply immediately. They can go and apply immediately. So this is what I learned yesterday from Devin Jacko, and this is something that I'm trying to now implement in all of my videos. And again, it's not that this is right or this is wrong. What I am trying to do is I am trying to figure out what is working for me. So these are some of the ideas. These are things that I want to try, like focusing on narrow problems, maybe do some 10, 20, 50 experiments. Logically, when I think about it, this makes sense to me. But does it really translate into me being able to capitalize on it? I don't know. So I'm going to have to try. I'm going to make the next 10, 20, 50 reels with narrow problems. Then this is a hook thing. Again, this is something somebody's video I saw on Instagram. I was like, he said you should use a U-turn in your hook. I'm like, cool, bro. Let me try it. So apply narrow problems or talk about narrow problems and then use the hook, the U-turn hook as a hook. So try it out, see if it works. Third thing I want to try is the advice that this account viralish. I forget what the lady's name is, but she says that you want to start broad and then narrow down. Meaning, you want to create very generic hook that would interest people, and then narrow it further down. Uh, I think what she says makes sense. This is like a sample reel of what she's done, and I'll just really just copy this reel with my own flavor and see if it makes sense for me. Then the third thing I want to do is, oh, why are you up or down? Third thing I want to do is I want to create carousels with my thoughts. So like I told you earlier that I am creating, or I've created this WhatsApp group with my own self, where I'm putting down thoughts that I mostly have a lot of thoughts when I'm working out, because my mind is focused on that activity and I realize a few things. And I'm going to turn those into carousels. And another is, this is a viral slash trending Instagram reel that's going on, where somebody asks you a question and you respond with either this or that. We'll look at all of it in detail and we'll go over everything. Okay. So first off, narrow problems. So let's see if we can make it not general, generic, or niche. If I lost all my clients, this is what I do. So let's focus on this. How to respond when a client asks for this. Okay. Can we make it even more narrow? How to respond when a client asks? It could be, this reply to a discount request. Number one response to close a client when they ask for a discount, right? Or 3 ways to respond to a discount request from a client, right? So these are more specific than this. How to respond? It could be general. There's a lot of things or a lot of ways that you can respond. But when I say number one response to close a client when they ask for a discount, that is something very, very specific. And that is something that they can remember and they can take away and implement. So, number one response to close a client. So, number one response. Yeah, number one response, right? What to say. I wouldn't go down that road. So, number one response to close a client when they ask for a discount. And let's see how to respond when.
Client asks for a discount, this is how I respond to them. You see, clients asking for a discount is not anything new. No matter what kind of a freelancer you are, whether you're a big freelancer, a small freelancer, if you've been doing it for years, or if you just started doing it, you're going to come across clients that ask for a discount. But the way you respond to it is going to decide whether or not your clients take you seriously and also how much money you make. So, here are the three ways that you can respond, and only one of them is the correct way. Option one, they ask for a discount and you say, oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we can do a little bit like a 3 to 5% to get this project started. Option two is you say, no, we do not do any discounts. And option three is you say, yeah, sure, we can adjust the deliverables.
Okay. So, this is the number one way to respond to a client. How to respond to a client. Number one response to close a client when they ask for a discount. I think that's a great hook. Over the last 8 years, I've come across a lot of clients that ask for a discount. But by far, this is the best response. Okay. The number one response to close a client when they are asking for a discount. This is the number one way to respond to a client when they ask for a discount. This is the number one response to close a client when they ask for a discount. Over the last 8 years of freelancing, I've come across a lot of clients that ask for a discount, and I've tackled them a lot of different, and I've tackled a lot of them in many different ways. But by far, I've found that this is the best way to respond. But by far, I've found that this is the best way to respond to them. Not not just respond to them, but also to close the deal. So whenever they ask for a discount, respond like this. Sure, I'd be happy to adjust the deliverables to match your budget. What price are you looking for? Now, say it exactly like this. This works because it reframes the discount conversation as a deliverables question without devaluing your work. Okay, I think this is fine. Now, let's. What else do you want to add? But okay, this is the but. Clients will never stop asking for discounts. But the freelancer that does this may clients will never stop asking for discounts. But the freelancers that respond like this will make the most money. Over the last 8 years of freelancing, I've come across a lot of clients that ask for a discount. I've tackled a lot of them in many different ways. But by far, I found this to be the best. This is the best way. Not just respond to them, but also to close the deal. So whenever they ask for a discount, respond like this. Sure, I'd be happy to adjust the deliverables to match your budget. What price are you looking for? This works because it reframes a discount conversation as a deliverables conversation without devaluing your work. Say it exactly like this and try it. Say it exactly like this and it will work. Say it exactly like this and try it whenever a client asks for a discount. Cool. So we've used the now capture attention and then narrow it down. So let me show you this Instagram video first for what we are trying to do with this.
Yes, you. You said you'd be there and you bailed.
Wait,
don't
Adley.
act like you don't know about December 17th, okay?
Adley.
It was my free masterclass. And you were supposed to be there and you completely ghosted.
But Adley.
Not now, Logan. I am dealing with something.
Okay. So hey you
Me. Yes, you.
You ghosted me. Now, how do we make this work for our content? Hmm. Let's see if we can figure something out here. So this is the concept that we want to apply of a broad way to capture attention from general people and then narrow it down into our own specific topic. A topic that we are working with is how to respond when a client asks for a discount. And the way we can do this, hey you promised me that like to. Hey you promised me that you will give me a discount the next time we work together. And you completely lied to me. What do you mean? What do you mean we can reduce the delivery? Okay, so I can position this like a conversation between two people, or maybe where the client is texting. I think this might be an interesting app. Hey you promised me that you will give me a discount the next time we work together. You completely lied to me. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean we can reduce it? Wait, what do you mean we can reduce the delivery? No, 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 no. Or like I'm on a call with the freelancer. That'd be awesome. No, no, I don't want less stuff. I want all the stuff. But no, I don't think I'm not trying to say that your work is worth less or that you should charge less for the work. I'm just saying that like, give me a discount. Yeah, but I'm looking for the outcome. I know you'll get me the outcome. Okay, yeah, I guess it makes sense that I'm trying to devalue your work, and I don't want to do that. Fine, you know what? Cool. Let's reduce the deliverables a little bit. My budget is kind of tight this quarter, and yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, I think that's a great idea. Let's do it. Hey, you promised me that you will give me a discount the next time we work together, and you completely lied to me. No, I don't want that stuff. I want all the stuff. But I, with a discount, come on, you know me. So I'd be like, hey, yeah, you promised me that you'd give me a discount the next time we work together, and you completely lied to me. Wait, no, no, no. What do you mean we can reduce the deliverables? I want all the stuff. Yeah, but with a discount. Come on, like we worked together in the past. You know me. No, I don't think you should charge less for the same quality work. I'm not trying to devalue your work. I just want a lower price because my budget is tight this quarter. Yeah, no, what you're saying makes sense. I guess we could reduce the deliverables. Cool, let's do it. Get started. Let's try. Let's try this. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's try this time. Cool. Okay, okay, this is fine. This is fine. So we've done what have we done thus far? Where are we? Okay. So we've narrowed the problem now. We've used the U-turn hook. We've created this wireless advice concept. Now on to tournament bracket video. I think this is fairly straightforward. I am gonna talk about a topic like what is the best way to generate leads for a freelancer. And then I'm gonna be like meetups or LinkedIn outreach. Say meetups, right? Then meetups or cold emails. I'd say meetups. Meetups or warm introduction. I'd say warm introduction. Warm introductions or Google Ads. Warm introductions. Warm introductions or exhibiting at an industry event. Hey guys, I can see there's two people who've joined us. Hello, hello. If you have any questions, want to know anything, let me know in the chat. Warm introductions or exhibiting at an industry event. I'd say warm introductions. Yep, warm introductions are the best way for a freelancer to generate leads. What is happening here? All right, cool. Okay, so we've done this, we've done this, we've done this, we've done tournament. Now carousels with my thoughts. Okay, carousels with my thoughts. I want to create Canva. Let's go Canva. Okay, continue with Google. Huh? I just said hi and then people left. Okay, cool, bro. Okay, okay, okay. Copy of newsletter act templates. Okay, where is this notepad ads? Ah, there you go. Copy of notepad ads. Okay, let's take a look at this. Uh, design. Okay. File. File. Create new design. Notepad ads. Upload. No, more. Oh, I see what is happening here. Okay, social media. Cool. Instagram. Cool. And then we go to uploads, and then we go to project, and then we search for designs, and then we go to okay, and then we do this. All right. Why is this? Okay, so then I need to guess, change this 4:5, right? Best carousel size for Instagram. 1080 by 1350. Okay, so this is 1080 by 1350 design file. 1080 by 1350. Beautiful. Okay, so then I guess we are going to have to do this. This is not right. This is not how you do it. What the hell is happening here? What is the size though? And how do I reduce this? Okay, cool. Add new page. Okay, cool. So now we've got edit. All right, cool. So we've got this here. Okay, yeah, things are done. And then the idea is to put my thoughts here. So what are my thoughts? What are the thoughts that we want to talk about in the carousel? So let's say carousel. All right. Now carousel thoughts that I wanted to put down. PP just called me cool. PP. Okay. Thoughts. Okay. It's okay. So let's use this. Help me create a multi-slide carousel for Instagram. I will give you my raw thoughts here. We are, oh, we are almost at an hour. Let's go. Okay, so let's find my thoughts. And these are the thoughts that I have been collecting on uh, Instagram. I don't know what am I saying. These are the thoughts that I have been collecting on WhatsApp, just like random thoughts that I have been having every now and then. So I took my raw thoughts and gave it away and turned it into yes, 10 by 6. Yeah, create a polarizing version for founders and founders slash freelancers and Optimize it for maximum share savings. This workout killed me but taught me about improving. You know, my this workout killed me but taught me about. This workout killed me but taught me. when it becomes just about but it taught me something more important than fitness. Yeah, this is good. It reminded me that the hardest part of doing something new isn't the work, it's the uncertainty. When it's your first time, you don't know how long it will take. Hey guys, there are two new viewers. How you doing? Hello. Let me know if you want to know anything in the chat. When it's your first time, you don't know how long it will take, how much effort, how drained you'll feel at the end. So your brain fills in the blanks, and it always assumes the worst. But once you do it more, but you map the unknown. Now you know exactly what needs to happen. The anxiety drops. It stops becoming being scary. It becomes execution. I like this message. How to get reach in Instagram? I don't know, man. If I knew, I would not be here. I'm also trying to figure it out. Come learn with me. Well, it depends. What do you mean reach? How much reach are you talking about? I like this message. What? Make the first slide. This workout. Why first sales call feels overwhelming. High rocks DX LR 5 up. I don't know how to say this name. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you how to get reach in Instagram. What do you mean get reach? Can you give me a specific number that you are trying to hit? Like you're getting 100 views and you want to do 1,000. I think that kind of information would be helpful here because reach is very vague. Oh, chat rate 0. All right. It's um, 3 points. Okay, so we're gonna make a carousel now. Cool. Okay. This workout killed me. All right. Where is the image? This workout killed me, but it taught me something more important than fitness. Even before starting the workout, it felt too much. I didn't know what it was going to take from me. I'd never done this type of workout before. My brain filled in the gaps. Those The first round was brutal, 10 out of 10 effort. By the end, I could barely play. I was down. So God killed me, but it taught me something more important than fitness. Sure. Done. Page number 11. Okay. W identity, PNG, no. I need JPEG and done. All right, I guess that's it for today's live stream. We've been live for 90 minutes now. It's been crazy, crazy. I've gone over my 60-minute limit by 30 minutes. It's been a while, but that is what happens when you're doing some work and get involved in it. So, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next live